Hey social media, I'm Steve Ludwig, the insurance man. Today I wanted to talk to you about getting an SR22 and not owning a vehicle. So it's not required that you own a vehicle in order to be able to obtain an SR22 insurance policy. We can utilize a name non-owner policy to be able to still facilitate that SR22 coverage with any state that you've offended in or reside in. So you might ask yourself, well, doesn't the state care about what kind of make and model and all? No, they don't care about any of that. All they care about is that you are carrying coverage enough, or the state minimum, to be able to cover if you cause injury or accident to another party. You're going to have, basically, you're going to have the money to be able to pay them in the event to to fix their problems. So we utilize that name non-owner policy in many scenarios. Okay, the biggest one is that a person that already has insurance through, like, say, a captive company, right? They utilize their primary insurance, and then they have a name non-owner policy that we facilitate for them. Or what we'll do is we quarantine the risk, right? We're all familiar with that word, quarantine, right? So we quarantine that risk, and the reason why we do that is to satisfy the requirements from the state that they have offended in, and then not affect the other insurance policy that they're already currently with. And when they're done with everything, we understand that you're going back over to that policy that you currently are with. But if you mention anything about it, if you go and you say, oh, I'm just, I'm going to pay a small amount or something and just add the SR22 on. Okay, that's great until you get canceled. And believe me, mark my words, it will happen. You will get canceled. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. It's a big mistake that people use, or that they come across. And I can tell you, I can't tell you how many different people that I've had that conversation with, and then all of a sudden they end up coming back to me in a couple months when they're canceled and say, hey, what do I do now? So that doesn't look good on your record, by the way, too, when you're canceled. So you just want to avoid that. Just take what I'm saying and take it all in. Make sure that you come to a special agency like Select Insurance Group that specializes in this type of policy. There's more to it than just writing an insurance policy. Like, we have multiple different things that we can help you out with. We're familiar with the different states that we work with. We're familiar with the laws. If you have to have coverage in another state and you offended in another state, we can help you no matter what the situation is. And like I said, believe me, there's a lot more that goes into it than you might realize. There's petitions, there is different waivers that we have to come up with, packets of information to be able to, again, petition the state, make sure that we can be able to take this risk and we can insure it and make sure they're communicating with multiple different states. It's super important. The name non-owner policy, another thing with it is that it's a lot cheaper because you don't have a vehicle attached to it, right? So insurance companies are all about risk, and risk is what costs the money. That's how insurance companies work. They work off of risk, and you don't have the same kind of risk if you don't own a vehicle. You're able to drive somebody else's vehicle, but you're only covered in a sense for a liability. If that person has a loan out on their vehicle and you crash their car and you end up, you total their car or whatever, the collision and comprehensive will fall under them. The insurance company will subrogate. They'll utilize your insurance as the secondary insurance to be able to make sure that everything is covered. But again, it's not going to cover collision and comprehensive. So please do not misunderstand that. It will not cover that. So for more tips and tricks just like these, please visit us at selectsr22insurance.com or call one of our licensed agents at 855-GET-SELECT. That's 855-438-7353.